Bum, bum, bum. What's going on, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to the show. Riot Games has now finally responded a bit later than people were expecting on the Vodafone Giants or Giants Gaming using a Cypher Cam, what was called abuse or bug in a VCT open qualifier matchup against a team known as Bref. One of those members known as Don taking to Twitter as well as to Reddit to call out Giants and asking for a disqualification of the team. That is not the punishment they received, and unfortunately so, I would say, for Team Bref, but fortunately for Giants, their punishment will now be instilled in their future VCT Open matchups. In case you guys missed that cam abuse, here it is. It's also not listed, or was not at the time listed, as a bug for the newer map, and that's probably why this punishment was not so severe.
Ultimates Ventu que pueden sacar adelante, pero no creo que lo hagan en esta ronda, ya que imagino que tendrán que hacer una ronda económica los chavales del conjunto de Bref, porque no sé si me he fijado yo mal, pero me ha parecido que había dos operators en este bando atacante por parte de los franceses, lo cual me sorprende y a la vez no, porque en este mapa, desde luego, tanto las Marshall como los Operator son protagonistas. Y ahí está, hemos escuchado una Sheriff, por lo tanto.
De Fati que tradea y acaba con la vida del polaco. Y esto se convierte en un 3-2, se calma la ronda por completo. Pero tenemos a Medo, y es que esto es el duelo de masas, es el duelo de mi pueblo. Acabando con la vida de los integrantes.
And that's also apparently why it deferred from previously. We talked about in European First Strike late last year in 2020. It was Guild Esports versus G2, and Guild using a boost or exploited boost, which apparently might have been known to teams as to not use this, or maybe to some teams.
One is rotating from B instantly.
Two sides, two on B side, two on A sides.
One is boosted on B sides. Wall.
Guild argued against that. They were found in the wrong and handed an automatic forfeit of that entire series. Now, when it comes time for Giants, their punishment has now been stated as a one-map disadvantage going forward in their next VCT matchup. Not an automatic forfeit. Of course, this ruling was made a bit later than I think people expected, as that part of the VCT Opens is now done. We are far along in those qualifiers, so very unfortunate for a team like Bref, who will get nothing positive out of this, but here is Giants Gaming punishment. As Riot says, Team Vodafone Giants will receive a one-map loss applied to their next official Valorant Champions Tour match due to violating rules regarding competitive integrity and the use of in-game exploits. After their match against Team Bref in the VCT Challengers EU Stage 3 Week 1 qualifier, what a name that is, tournament officials were made aware of the exploit and after further investigation confirmed its use. Intentional use of an in-game bug to seek an advantage is explicitly prohibited. All teams are expected to uphold the standards of competitive integrity outlined in the Valorant Global Competition Policy. And a lot of people, different opinions on this punishment. Why did this punishment differ from Guild Esports? Well, the crime and punishment, yes, were very, very different circumstances. I can't nail down for you guys the specifics of as to why Riot would automatically forfeit lost the entire series for Guild. They made that response within 24 hours. And then when it came time for Giants Gaming and Team Bref, it was a much more delayed response. So I don't really know. Now, it's actually a pretty hefty punishment, although Team Bref will see no benefit. That does suck for that team. But when it comes time for Giants Gaming or Vodafone Giants, they also made two roster changes, dropping two of their players or benching them right after this last VCT, not going, as well as they expected. And on top of that, we'll have a one-map disadvantage for the next team they play in the Open, which could be a random nobody team, but you change almost half your roster and start with a one-map disadvantage. That's a pretty hefty punishment, in my opinion. The only thing lacking here is you do feel bad for a team like Bref, but obviously a very complicated situation, and I'm sure Riot has the reasons as to why they ruled differently in both these cases. What do you guys think? Till next time, you take care of yourself, all right? Drink some water, maybe drink some coffee, and I'll catch you back here next time. Take care.